Hey everybody, let's talk a little bit about a virtual file and what exactly it is. Remember we were talking about what a local file was, meaning that it lives on my local hard drive? Remember, this is my local hard drive under C, Users, Joel, Pictures. In the previous video, we synced our pictures folder with our God Backup Cloud. So remember, just a refresher, this is my actual hard drive on my laptop. And this is my God Backup Cloud, my folder with pictures, my labeled pictures. This is on my web browser, and this right here is exactly the same as this, but this is on my File Explorer. These files and these files are exactly the same. These files are the same in a sense, but they live on my drive, so these are local files. These, on the other hand, are considered virtual files. You'll see this little cloud, which means that they live on the cloud, therefore it's virtual. Think of your synchronized cloud as additional virtual hard drive space added to your C drive, and anything you do on this end will affect this end, and vice versa. So let me just demonstrate that real quick. On the hard drive side, I'm going to delete this graduation picture. I'm going to delete it, okay? It's going to be gone. Now, depending on your internet speed, it's going to update on this side also. So after I refresh my File Explorer and my browser, they are now gone. So what I did over here is basically a mirror to this side. But as we all know, a file isn't truly deleted until we delete it from our recycle bin. Because here it is, it's still here. It still lives on my drive until I hit empty recycle bin. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and restore it to my local drive. So I'm going to close this. And here it is. It's back on my drive. If I refresh on this end and refresh on my browser, remember, because it got to resync. There they are. They're back on this end. Now, let's do the opposite. I'm going to delete this picture. I'm going to delete. It's gone. Let me just refresh on this end. Because remember, these are the same exact folders. I'm just accessing them through different means. So here we go. Now it's gone on this end. It's because we deleted the virtual file rather than the local file. And remember, anything that we do on either end will affect it. It will do exactly on each end, no matter if it's on the cloud or if it's on the local drive. I'm going to go into my deleted files, and here's my file that I deleted. And remember, since I deleted on this side, it also deleted it on this side too. So this will naturally also be in here. So I'm going to go ahead and restore, just like I did on my local drive. And here it is. And then again, let me just refresh on my end, on my local end. And here it is. Here's my file. But look at this. This now has a cloud icon next to it. What does that mean? Let me just demonstrate real quick. This little check mark means that this file here lives on my local drive and on my cloud. Let me show you. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to Properties. Now here, we're going to see our path of this file. So it's in my folders, Joel T, Pictures. The size of this is 3 megabytes, and the size on disk, meaning the size on this C drive, disk is basically your hard drive, is also 3 megabytes. Okay? I'm going to click cancel, but on the other hand, this icon with the cloud, let me right click this. I'm going to hit Properties, and this is a 620 kilobytes, so it's a really small file. But look at this. It's 0 bytes on disk. And why is that? Because remember, we deleted it on this side, on the virtual side. Therefore, when I restored it, the file's not on my local disk anymore. So how do we fix that? It's simple. All I gotta do is just double click it, and it will automatically download from my cloud. Here's my file now. And now you see this little check mark again. And just to show you that it's back on my drive, let's go back to Properties, and here it is. 624 kilobytes size on disk. Okay, so that's all good and all, but what does this mean and how can we use this? Well, let me show you. Remember, I still wanted to upload my videos folder also, but let me show you. I got a bunch of drone footage in here, and these are 4K files, so video files are always going to be larger than a picture, because I mean, just depending on their size and how long they are. So this is a 58 meg, and these are examples. You might have like a movie, an actual larger video file. So together as a whole, let me just show you in the folder. So I got 12 files in here. This is about a gig, so that's fairly large. And then let me show you one more thing. This is my laptop. This is my capacity. I have about 118 gigs, and that's really not a lot of space. And you know, over time, you're gonna build up more footage, more pictures, more documents, and this is gonna fill up pretty fast. And you also gotta understand, a quarter of this is just the operating system alone, so you really don't have that much space to work with. I'll probably fill this up within the month if I keep on uploading footage and pictures. So I'm going to show you why a virtual file is so beneficial and how we could use this. So I'm going to go ahead and sync my videos folder. We already know how to do that from the previous video, so I'm going to just fly through that. In this example, I'm going to leave this one checked, but we're going to do it again unchecked so we could look at the difference. So now it's syncing right now, and depending on how large the folder is, this might take a while. Okay, great, I'm fully uploaded now. So I'm going to go into my folders in my video file. Here's my videos now. They're now on my cloud, right? And then here are my videos on my local drive. As you can see, they have the green check mark, which means that they live physically on this drive and also on my cloud. But remember what I said about these videos being large files, and I really don't have too much hard drive space. Over time, this is going to fill up pretty fast, and once it gets to about 80%, it's going to turn red. It's basically telling you, hey, we need to free up some space. Okay, so how do we do this? Your options are, you're going to get an external drive to add more storage capacity, or just get a larger C drive, but you're going to have to reformat, and that's just going to be a lot of trouble. So this is why having a cloud is so advantageous, and I'll show you why. Remember, all these files together equal to about a gigabyte. And then remember, I have about 83 gigs left available that I could still use. Let's say I want to keep these files, but I want to free up some space on my hard drive. Let's say I'm almost at capacity. And just to reiterate, these are the files, the video files that live on my local hard drive, my local C drive, and these are my virtual files. Let's say I want to free up some space. What I'm going to do is I could either right click and free up space, but I want to do them to all of them. I want all of these files to basically become virtual files. How do I do this? I'm going to go to my folder. Remember, this is a shortcut. I'm going to right click, and you're going to see this free up space. I'm going to click that, and look what's going to happen. Look at this. They're all going to turn into clouds. These little cloud icons. Remember, the green check mark means that they're physically on my local drive and on my cloud drive. What these little cloud icons mean is that they're only physically on my cloud drive. Even though they're listed here, even though like I could see them, look at this. I'm gonna go to my properties. This is the size of the file. But look at this, size on disk. Remember, disk is your C drive, in my case. 0 bytes. Which means it's not physically here anymore. Think of this kind of like a shortcut. Remember we were talking about shortcuts? It's basically pointing to these files over here. There's no data on my drive. There's no more data on my drive. So look, let's go back to this PC. And now look, I have a whole gigabyte left. Remember there was 83, now it's 84. That's because, remember, I freed up that space. I freed up the space. They're not deleted because remember, they're still living here. That's the thing you need to understand. They're not deleted. They're still living over here. let's say I want to see this video. What it's gonna do is basically download it back onto your hard drive. Okay? So after it's finished downloading, you will be able to see that file again. So now here's my file now. And look at this, it turned back into a green check mark. And look, it's back on my disk. Even though I freed up space on this folder, nothing really has changed on my cloud side. But I did free up my space on my local drive. And like I said, over time you're gonna have bigger files, maybe movies that are gonna be huge. This is why a virtual file is so advantageous, because you could always pull them back from the cloud whenever you need them. And look, say I finished watching this movie or this video or whatever, I could go back and just say, hey, free up space. And there we go, it's gonna go back, it's gonna sync back over here. It's not deleted because remember, it's still pointing over here. The data is moved onto your cloud, but it's still pointing to your cloud, so you could always retrieve your files back onto your local drives. The only thing you need to consider, folks, is that you need internet access to retrieve your virtual files because they're downloading from the internet, right? So look, I'm gonna turn off my internet. Let's see what happens. My Wi-Fi's off now. So now look at this. If I try, see, look at that, I can't now. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my internet back on, and then we're gonna get our access back. So let's say these are all movies on our hard drive. These are all 4K movies, each of them like over 2 hours long, so that would easily be like 100 gigabytes. I'm about to get on a plane, and of course you don't have internet on the plane, so what I could do is just download a few of these. Okay, great, they're downloaded now. So now I could watch my movies while I'm on the plane. Okay, great, now I'm off the plane. So I don't want these files on my hard drive anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and just put them back on the cloud, free up space. And by the way, the little arrow means that it's syncing. It's in the process of syncing. So now it's completely synced. Now I got my cloud icon back, which means that they live only over here. So now that we got that covered, let's add one more folder. My test in this document. This is just a test document. I'm gonna do it one more time, okay? Remember that process? Okay, this time let me uncheck it and we're gonna see what the difference is. Add sync connection. Okay, great, we're all synced up now. So let's just see what the difference is. Okay, now here, remember this is my local drive and this is my cloud. But remember, I unchecked the virtual file option. And now you can see there's no green check mark, which means in this case I won't be able to free up space anymore. See, it's not there, that option is gone. So there's really no advantage to unchecking that. But not to worry, I could always come back to my settings. Under my documents, this is synchronized with local folder documents. Everything else is synchronized virtual files. Remember, virtual files, that's the only difference. I'm gonna left click and there's this option right here, enable virtual file support. And now, under my documents, there it is. Also, you could disable if you wanted to. And I'm going to show you one more thing with the virtual file and how cool it is. This is my C drive. I'm going to open up this doc on my C drive. This is just a test document and I'm going to just update it. Alright, let me just save this real quick and I'm going to close it out. I'm going to go to my documents. Remember, this is synced with over here. This is my virtual file. I'm going to open this. And look, it's been updated. And then vice versa, remember. Alright, I'm going to update that. So let me just close this real quick. Remember, this means syncing, so it's going to update. Alright, now look. Got this little green check mark. That means everything's been synced. I'm going to open up my doc from my local drive. And look at this. This update came from my cloud, remember? So there it is, folks. I hope that makes sense. In the next video, we're going to talk about the difference between file synchronization and file storage.